Hi everybody, welcome to All That Matters and More. My name is Komiki and welcome guys. Thank you so much for joining us. But before we dive right into it, just wanted to quickly give you guys a disclaimer and get that one out of the way to let you know that the content we will be providing today is for entertainment, educational and informative purposes, and that please do not consider this as professional or medical advice. So guys, today I have two amazing guests, okay? I can already see the wheels are turning as we're having a conversation about the topic, okay? And today we're going to be talking about relationship-bound women versus independent women, okay? So we're going to start on my right. Please introduce yourself, sir. Who are you?
Yeah, it's Vuyo Klava. Nothing
Vuyo
more,
Klava.
bro. Yeah, nothing more, dog. Nothing more, dog.
Okay, cool.
Just Vuyo Klava.
And then on my right, I have an amazing woman. Please introduce yourself, Mama.
My name is Yolanda Mpele.
Yolanda Mpele. All right, cool. So, you guys are just giving us your names, no?
Yeah.
Maybe you're a hiker. I don't know. You guys are content creators, visualists, analysts.
I'll tell you a bit about myself.
Yeah, please.
I am a founder of a film school, and I've been training actors, actresses, presenters.
Nice.
Everyone who's in the industry, basically everybody who loves the camera, who loves writing, storytelling, even storytelling through radio.
Nice.
So radio drama.
Yeah.
So basically that's me.
Okay, so you're the go-to woman?
Yeah.
Yeah, so guys, she's the go-to woman.
Intentionally so.
Love it. So, obviously relationship-bound women versus independent women. I think this is an important topic that we do need to discuss, I think that right now we live in a world where things are always evolving and they are changing. I think that women are viewed very differently. I think that the term independence was not necessarily as impactful as it is now, Women are definitely finding their voice. We are literally, I guess, being seen as a man now in certain aspects. So, in terms of relationship-bound women and independent women, what are your views on that when you think of the topic?
Firstly, can I ask, is there a distinction between independent woman and relationship-bound woman?
Yeah.
So an independent woman is not relationship-bound?
I think sometimes you can think about it that way. Some independent women, two views that I've had encounters with and experiences is that I've seen that some independent women won't be in relationships purely because they feel that the man then is going to feel that they're too dominant. And I think some independent women, it's just maybe the relationship isn't necessarily something that they are very fixated on at the moment.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying it is something that is very different, but what is your view on it? How do you view it? If you think is it a good thing that women are very independent now, or is it a bad thing?
I think it's a good thing that women are independent. And I don't think that their independence should be a factor that takes them away from being in a relationship and companionship.
Yeah.
I think where independent women are fully capable of being in relationship. It's just a matter of who you meet in terms of the man on the other side. Okay. Is the man receptive to your independence or not? If not, then...
You find another one?
Yeah.
And if there's no one to find?
Yeah, there's never no one to find.
Are you sure?
Yeah, sometimes you find them.
Yeah, you'll be very surprised.
You friend zone them. You don't answer their texts. Yeah, God brings them and you say, nah, not that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Woman.
I'd like to just look at the word independent, first of all. What do we mean by that? For me, I think we mean it's a whole woman, a complete woman. So what are you independent of? I don't think you can ever really be fully independent, but you're a complete woman. You're whole. Your needs are met by you. It does not mean you do not really need a relationship. You can be in a relationship but still be a complete and a full woman. So I actually do not think there is a distinction between an independent woman and a woman in a relationship. You are in a relationship because you are fully independent, you're fully complete. The other person does add something to your life, but really you are whole. You come whole. You come complete.
Okay. I actually like what you said there, because independence just means that you're more whole and complete. But I mean, let's talk about now females who aren't independent and they're in relationships. Is that like a competing factor? You know? Because I think in terms of ambition, I think we're all not the same. Like our ambitions are not the same, you know? I may think that I'm not gonna, my dreams and my goal is not to maybe thrive as much as you would want to thrive, you know? So I think in terms of that, like being bound by a relationship, do you then lose that independence? Do you find it in a relationship? Like, where's the balance? And also, where's the balance, actually?
I think the balance is in the woman. I mean, I could decide that I'm complete and I've met somebody else who's complete, who adds something in my life that makes me think, okay, maybe I don't want to be this driven anymore. Maybe I want to stop business. Maybe I want to stop whatever I'm doing because I'm complete with this person and I want to change. So I do not think being complete necessarily means, I think we normally look at it as financial completeness.
Okay.
And for me, that's not how I look at it. I feel like when you're complete, when you're well-rounded, it's, I don't need him spiritually, I don't need him physically, I don't need him psychologically. I can do it by myself. But if he's there, he adds the little cherry on the top. So the financial aspect definitely does help.
Yeah.
But that is where then you base the decision of, does this mean I continue working? Does this mean I am now deciding to be a housewife, or what's going to happen with me? But I don't think it should determine whether I'm independent or I'm in a relationship.
Yeah, because
Hear you.
when you say relationship bound, it's like now whoever's relationship bound can have
Other factors.
Other factors, yeah,
Okay.
like the financial aspect you mentioned. It's like, oh, okay, if you're relationship bound, you can't make your own bag.
Yeah.
You have to be dependent on the man. And yeah, nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
So basically what you're saying is that it seems as if though we are kind of explaining two types of women instead of maybe explaining one that is either in a relationship and one that has decided to not be in a relationship. Is that what we're saying?
I think I'm saying we are looking at independence the wrong way. I think independence is, we are looking at it from a financial aspect. The minute you say independent woman to anybody, they immediately assume that you're saying this woman can pay her own bills, this woman can travel if she wants to, she can live her own life. That's what most people think of independence. And that's where we actually start deciding maybe there is a difference. Maybe if I'm independent like that, I don't need a relationship. But then that means we are saying you need a relationship for financial reasons.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that is why I'm saying, for me, an independent woman is a complete woman. It's got nothing to do with the financial aspect.
But I think it has a lot to do with the financial aspect, though.
I don't think so. We make it that way, but I could decide to not be in a relationship and not also be bothered by finances. You know what I mean? Or I could decide I'm in a relationship and I'm in it just for the finances.
Yeah. Okay, what's not being bothered by the finances? Let's say you're an independent woman. You have to have the means to sustain that independence.
I could decide I'm independent. I can sustain myself financially. Broke ass, it's fine.
Yeah, but me coming with my broke ass does not take away your independence or add to it or anything.
Exactly my point. Independence is you just so complete. Whether the other person has or doesn't have or whatever it is.
Can I just ask you something then, right? Okay. Seeing as you're saying that you're complete, isn't that a bit, wouldn't you say that to a certain extent that's a bit contradictory to you saying come with your broke ass, but you have full. You ain't full. Do you get what I'm saying? So you coming with your broke ass, does that not necessarily contradict you as a complete and whole woman? Because if you are a complete and a whole woman, to me it sounds like you are very sure of what you want, you know? Or does your broke assness have to come with like, do you have like a 5-year plan? Do you have a 10-year plan? Do you know yourself spiritually?
Okay, so you that's exactly what I mean. That
Yeah.
it's not about the finances. It's about what is this person bringing into the relationship. The finances, yes, they can play a role.
Yeah,
they normally do. But the thing is, it's not just about the finances. What else are you bringing on the table? There's so many other aspects of a relationship.
Yeah.
Can you communicate with me? Can we vibe?
Yeah.
Are we on the same level? Am I attracted to you? You know, things like that. There's so many other things that if we don't get those right, finances will not fix. Doesn't matter how many millions you bring onto the table, it will just not fix this relationship.
Okay.
Yeah. And reason why I asked if there's a distinction.
Yeah.
It's solely because there are situations where you're in a relationship.
Yes.
Like from a guy's perspective, in a relationship with an independent woman.
Mm-hmm.
You know she's independent. You acknowledge her independence, but she's independent in our relationship. Like, yeah, we're still together. We're still pushing life together.
Yes.
But she's independent still. You get?
Yes.
So she becomes both an independent woman and a relationship-bound woman.
But I think, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, I think that's a perfect world, unfortunately. That's too much of a perfect world. And you know why I say that? Because I feel like there's so many societal norms and stigmas, unfortunately, that we are still dealing with. And I actually love that we touched on the finances. Finances is a massive one. And to a certain extent, I think people, can you see me as an independent woman when I do have finances? Okay, cool. Unfortunately, that's the first one that everybody thinks.
Yeah.
Because of what society tells us. Okay? But also, I think with, that one is just, it's a perfect world.
I think it's where society comes from. Like,
but where does it come from then?
Society.
Because women were not independent. Women were not told to be...
Yeah, that's why the financial part of it is a big thing when you say a woman is independent, because you go back and women were not allowed to work, were not allowed to make means of their own. Your man goes to Joburg, work in the mines, provide for you, send money home. So now, when a woman can make her own bag, it's very much linked to independence. Because now you don't need that man to go.
Because there's a shift. There's a shift now in society.
Yeah, there's a shift in society. A huge shift.
And I also think it also adds to the male ego, right? So what happens is a man feels that as a woman you need to need him at some point. And most independent women don't have that thing about them. It's it can be an emotional need, maybe a psychological need, or any other need. But in general life, I don't really have a need for you. And that can affect the relationship, because then you feel like maybe this woman really, really doesn't need me. Maybe I'm not adequate. And so you're not going to really push that relationship. Or you might even think maybe this is a sign that I should walk away from the relationship. But for that woman, it's possibly because I really don't need those things from you, but I do need the emotional attachment. I do need the psychological partnership and all of those things. It becomes a very difficult thing to balance, because I'm trying to say to you, this part, it's okay, I've got it covered, but these other things I need, but you want me to need this from you. So it ends up being a difficult situation to deal with. So unless, that's what I mean about complete. If you're complete, right, you meet somebody else who's complete, they don't necessarily feel inadequate when you don't need them in that aspect. They actually respect that you don't need them. So it's basically a relationship of building each other, a relationship of adding to each other whatever is missing, or whatever you feel, oh, I didn't know there's this in life, and this person is bringing it on board. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Do you think that is probably one of the reasons amanyama relationship angasebenzi?
Yeah.
Because you find that, as you said, wena ongidingela lokhu mara ugrand ngale. So ukuthi mina into engiyaziyo, into ekudala ngiyazi from ngisaqala ukujola was giving or providing this. And now you are set there.
Yeah.
And manje lento le engenza mina ngifile ngathi manje
yeah, I become a threat.
Yabo. So
there's two ways. It's
So
either I'm going to.
basically, what you guys are saying, and what I'm picking up, okay, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is that in relationship bound women, relationship bound women, it's more a thing of you kind of fulfill everything psychologically, sexually, emotionally, like you name it, you fulfill it. So now independent women are like, I can get my money, so I don't need finances. Psychologically, I'm okay, so I necessarily don't need you. So let's try it out, even though you bring two things to the table.
But
That's what I'm picking up from the themes. Is that it seems as if though, guys, it seems as if though that independent women, because now we're making an excuse for them. Because now you're independent, you're just kind of going to be like, you only fulfill two things. Sorry, you don't make the cut. No. And relationship bound women, it's like, you fulfill everything, so it's okay, I'll be with you.
But in that perspective, according to how I think you're defining a relationship bound woman,
yes.
Let's say maybe a housewife. Yeah. A housewife, you cover okay, yeah. You give her money, she's not. But the emotional part of it. Like
you can say it's sexual part.
Yeah, the
like
sexual
everything.
part, everything.
Yeah.
That's why you find it's this buyer we see housewives really cheat a lot. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because all the men provide is a pela.
So you're saying the money is not enough?
The money is never enough, bro.
You're actually bringing something I was thinking about. Chances are, I might be wrong, but chances are most independent women are not going to be the ones that cheat on you. Why? Because she's focused on keeping up the independence. And yes, there's things that you're adding onto the relationship. So it's not like you're not taking anything away from her, right? You are adding. So should you not then fulfill that aspect, she does not feel like there's a hole. You know what I mean? That's why I'm defining it as a complete woman. The only reason she will not cheat. She would rather get out of that one because now I'm no longer satisfied.
And it's not fulfilling.
Else. Yeah.
Okay.
I really think an independent woman will think like that because you got to that stage by eliminating things that don't fulfill you. So now here's somebody suddenly like, I was wrong.
Okay, I see.
You know what I mean? Yes, okay. I think in most cases an independent woman will not cheat.
Okay.
But the free woman that he's explaining, who's got all the time, and suddenly I'm a housewife, I'm watching all these things on TV, and I'm thinking, no, she's got it better. Yes, he's given me this money and this and this, but maybe I need something else. You know?
Okay, so then I guess there's a lack. Sometimes there is a lack maybe in being in a relationship and in an independent woman, and then vice versa.
Yeah.
And then can I just ask you guys something, like in terms of mental health, okay? There's just two things I want to hear your view on. So obviously sometimes let's say in relationship bound women, right? If let's say the woman happened to be unfortunately in an abusive relationship, predominantly then what will happen is that they will obviously be diagnosed with a personality disorder, for example, because the relationship is abusive, right? But my thing is, when it comes to mental health as well, don't you think that we could potentially view women as independent women as you have to be a man, you have to be tough, you know, you have to make the money, you have to do the upkeep. And mentally as well, that can also be damaging because now we've viewed you as somebody who cannot necessarily be vulnerable. We've viewed you as somebody who's completely different on the spectrum of being in a relationship and being a female in this regard.
Yeah. Okay. And what you mentioned about abuse, I think we see a lot of abused women being the women who are
in relationships or relationship bound. Okay.
Yeah. Because most of the time you'll find an independent woman who knows that I don't need this man for me to be.
Yeah.
I'm out.
I beg to differ. Because sometimes that woman was led to be that driven because they've been through all these abusive relationships. So they are an abused woman who is saying, I'm not going to let myself have to depend on anyone or on any relationship. And therefore, I'm doing life this way. And so when they get into a relationship, unfortunately, they didn't deal with the trauma. So what happened is they just covered it up with, I'm independent now. So now they're in a relationship. All of those things come back. And they can actually affect the relationship.
Oh, no. I was talking about a woman who does not have a history of abuse.
Trauma and abuse.
Yeah. Say it's you, an independent woman. I pull up. You know.
Yeah.
You were nah. Everything they were grand even before I got there.
Yeah.
So why not kick this nigga out? Continue with your life. You'll find a better nigga.
But then, do you think that maybe then that's because of let's say, for example, if you're in a relationship bound, if you're in like relationship bound, right? Don't you think that there's a certain level of manipulation that would come with being with your person? Because once you're with someone, it's easy for you to adapt certain habits and patterns that they have, whether good or bad. So I think maybe with the abuse thing, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, based on the experiences that you guys have obviously known or heard, but obviously then it's just a lot more easier for me to stay in the relationship because that's all that I know.
Yeah, especially when you're dependent on the man.
You see, so unlike
it's easier for you to stay on the relationship.
But if I'm independent, if you're hitting me, like, bye. Like, why am I staying?
Okay, but let's be real. Ne? Because independence could mean I'm financially independent.
Yeah.
But now I'm in this relationship. Now emotionally, I'm dependent on you. Psychologically, I'm dependent on you.
Yeah.
You've built this thing in me. Like, I feel like you are my ride or die. I'm with you all the time. Suddenly, there's abuse. It will be difficult still for me to leave. Even though I'm an independent, though I'm an independent woman, because there's a bond that was formed. I do not now know how to not be with you. You know what I mean? I might know how to not be with you financially, but now there's other things that have happened during the relationship. Maybe now you're the only person I can talk to. Yeah, or you've built this thing in me, I find strength in you, or whatever it is. So that is why I'm going back to this complete woman. If the independence was only based on finances, do you see that you are not really complete? Because now he's doing this, and all this abuse is causing you to, no, I'm going to stay here. Because if I get out of here, now suddenly I'm not a complete woman anymore. I'm a single, hurt, broken woman.
I see.
You know, yeah.
And you guys keep talking, let's just go back to the finance part. Do you guys think that finance, now with everything that's going on, is a massive aspect that's attached to mental health and mental illnesses?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, 100%.
Whether in a relationship and out. Because you guys keep going back to finance, and I think finance sometimes, I think there's so many dynamics when it comes to society now. It's crazy.
Bro, you need money, dog.
But they don't, but like I'm saying, is that not now attached to a mental illness?
It is.
Because if you're an independent woman, if I don't make money, like you go into depression, you go into anxiety.
Yeah.
Will I be able to afford? Will I be able to look a certain type of way? And in relationship bound, like if your man one day is making a crazy amount of money and life happens, the next day he walks in and he's like, listen here, we're bankrupt. Like, yeah, it's gone. We don't have anything. You're used to a specific lifestyle. Either vice versa, you know. Even if necessarily your man wasn't making a lot of money, but you guys were living a good life and it gets taken away. So what, like when it comes to that, how are we thinking? Why is our thinking so backward in terms of finances, and how finances have now gotten to a point where it's attached to mental health?
I think this whole topic of independent women is actually started by finances. Why? Because like he was saying, women didn't have to work back then. It was, I'm staying at home, he's going wherever to work, provide for the family. Everything is okay.
Yeah.
But things changed. Now he can't go to work anymore. I need to go to work as well. But maybe my job is paying more than him. Now I start to suddenly think I'm independent. But all I am is I'm earning more than him.
Yeah.
You see, then it starts playing on my mind that, no, I earn more than him, so I deserve better. You know, I think there's we cannot ignore finances.
Yeah.
It affects us in many different ways. Yeah. We just need to the thing is, we do define an independent woman with finances. That's what society is doing.
Yeah.
But exactly what does that mean?
You know what you said, Nem? It's actually puzzling. you'd find women on some provide and do this and
But can I just...
and then women in the same breath. We want equality. We want to earn as much as men do. And then you do get that back, and then you meet someone who's not getting as much as you are, and then it's a problem again.
That generally is like that.
The issue is that, no, it's not us females, it's society and certain structures that have been put in place. I don't necessarily think it's us females. I think it's also people and how we're talking in our previous episode about being conditioned. We're very conditioned, unfortunately. You know? It's like the experiments in psychology where, for example, a child is not afraid of a rat, but you teach a child that it needs to be afraid of a rat. A child is going to be afraid of the rat. And that's what happens in society. And there's so many things that are coming in because, once again, they're trying to manipulate us.
Who's trying to manipulate you?
Society, baby.
Society is me and you, bro. Like,
yes.
Who's
but
trying to...
if you see us two females...
Yeah.
And I know we're going off topic, but this is also important. Going back to what we're saying in our previous episode about being conditioned, right? If you see us two females, right, we're completely different. We acknowledge that we're completely different, and now we're happy that we're friends, we're chums, and we know that we're different. You are society, you come with your view. You see that we're different. You're going to tell me something completely different that's going to puzzle me, and you're going to tell us something completely different that's going to puzzle her. And then we sit, now we have your view, we have our views, I have her view. It's confusing. As a human being, you get confused, you get conflicted, then you start to contradict yourself and you overthink it. It's society, and also it's people. It's what you bring to the table.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, if you're not mentally tough, and if you're not mentally strong, and if you're not working towards building your IQ, good luck to you. So guys, just to
you see the confusion you're talking about applies to everyone. Like the what I just asked Uti.
Yeah.
It also confuses us.
I really think, unfortunately, it is all about money, right?
100%.
The independent woman is pushing because I do not have this person that is supposed, in an ideal world, I do not have this person who's supposed to be providing for me. So I'm going to push and push and push. If you meet me along the way while I'm pushing and you're still not meeting what I need, I'll continue to push. And you might then view me as, oh, she's too independent for me. But it's because maybe you have not showed me your whole, like you yourself as a complete person. So I'm kind of feeling maybe he doesn't really foot the bill. And I'm not even talking finances. You know what I mean? You could find somebody that actually does have the financial capacity to look after you, but that's all they have.
Yeah.
See, that goes to the mental health of men now. You know, most of the time, men are viewed as, it's like you have it all covered.
But that's a patriarchal system. Back to society norms.
Yeah, patriarchal system that's fueled by both men and women.
No.
What do you mean, no?
I think a patriarchal system is more fueled by men.
Yeah.
It was
think
built
that's
by
okay?
men. 100%.
I think.
Right now in this society, we have women, like women are different, number one. And you find women which you say, don't fuck with we don't fuck with patriarchy. But you like some elements of it. Like when my man is paying the bill. Don't fuck with patriarchy. But you like some elements of it. Like when my man say, no, go to them, don't, when he's being in order, right? And another woman likes something different
but I think
about
that's more preference.
patriarchy.
That's preference.
So everyone plays a role in fueling patriarchy.
Let's say that's right.
Okay.
But how does that now affect independence of a woman? You know what I'm like?
Now I was talking about men's mental health and mentality. Yes.
So you also have men who, like I said, they will have all the money.
Yeah.
They will have everything. They'll have the lifestyle even the lady dreamt of, right? But they've got absolutely no emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
Or they can't connect because they're so busy trying to keep up to make sure that you're still getting the lifestyle that you want. I can still take you to Paris for coffee. I can, all of those things.
Because that man was taught that. More indoda, yenza kanje.
But okay, what I'm saying is now I'm coming. I'm an independent woman. I'm meeting you. You've got all these things going for you.
Yeah.
Right? I'm trying to understand, how do I now navigate this relationship?
Yeah.
Because I'm saying to you, you've got the money. I love the money. But I don't know this man. I don't know you. I can't. Yeah. I cannot say to someone, I love him because of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All I'm seeing, especially society, so they will say, oh, she's so lucky. He's got this and this and this. He's doing this for her. But they don't know my pain. My pain point,
So I think, guys, I think this one, when we literally went back to finances, just to wrap it up, I think we could sit here and break down independence and how it has a financial implication. And I think what I got from this is that when it all boils down to it, guys, I think we need to be very careful of very strong societal ideas such as finance, okay? And also in terms of your daily living, whether you're in a relationship bound or you're an independent woman, be careful of your mental health and the mental illness. I think it all boils into each other. And if you necessarily think that, because I'm in a relationship, I can't have a mental health, there is a factor, for example, such as finance that will creep up on you, then you'll find yourself in a place where now your mental health is not that good. You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And when you look at those things,
yes,
please remember men. Yeah? They're
okay,
human
thanks.
too. Yeah.
We get it. Okay.
Yeah. We also have those
emotions.
problems.
Okay, yeah.
We have emotions.
Just
psychological.
Just express them, I beg. Express those emotions.
Time is not on our side, so I'm gonna just let it go for now.
So, guys, thank you so much for joining us. This was so interesting. I think that one thing that I love definitely is that whenever you think about a topic, guys, like we broke it down, dissect the word. Meanings are different to everybody, and how we view them is obviously different. And I think in every daily living, how we view the way we walk, the way we talk, the way we live, I think it's very different. Okay. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us once again. To our viewers at home, if you guys want to still interact with us, please do. On our email, it's info@mattersandmore.co.za, okay? If you guys also want to definitely check us out on TikTok, we are there as well, Matters and More. And on our Instagram page, guys, please do interact with us. We love it. We love the engagement and we really do appreciate it. And I promise you guys, we definitely will get back to everyone, okay? Instagram Matters and More _. And to my lovely guests, thank you so much for dissecting this topic with me. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, man, just keep doing your thing. That's it from me.